I'm with you.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name's BoyoFPS, the Brackalackin' Burgundy businessman, baby. And ever since I was a kid, I was really big into music. I loved listening to music, I loved studying music, I loved teaching music, but most importantly, I loved playing music. This was me in high school, this was me in college, and this is me today. But as I've grown older, I've lost touch of an old hobby I used to so dearly enjoy. So whenever I find games that introduce music in a fun, competitive way, I get easily sucked in. Games such as Guitar Hero, Osu, and Beat Saber I have all played extensively. So when I heard Dark and Darker released a rhythm-based character, I knew I had to give it a shot. The Bard has quick-time events, basically these short little songs that either buff your teammates or debuff your opponents, and it requires you to be somewhat rhythmically literate. And if you're new to Dark and Darker, a game that plays very similarly to Tarkov, this is a big issue. Why is it an issue? People stare at this bar like it's that white fat-ass girl at the gym. I mean, they are glued to it. Whenever that song pops up, they're like, they start shaking. Because you have to play it perfectly to get the most out of the buff or debuff, right? Well, me, understanding what music is, I don't have to look at it. I can listen to it and play it in time, which just makes the game way easier. So Dark and Darker came out a week ago, and I can confidently say that every day I've played, and played at least 8 hours of Bard. I love the Bard. His whole shebang is funny as fuck.
Alright, kill the one guy. Oh, they stand no chance. What's up, Bard? What's Brackalackin'? Bah!
Now, this might look pretty simple, I'll give it to you. I'm beating a tin can with an almanac wood lute, a guitar, essentially. How am I winning? Well, the Bard's OP. It's absolutely broken. Playing this game is easy, like way too easy. There's 4 different instruments that do different things. You have a flute, you have a drum, you have a lyre, and then the only one you really need to worry about is the lute. The lute is broken, it's OP, it smacks, literally. It's a whacking machine. Take a look. Look at this. Archer dead, killed him. Hey, I need help down here. Killed one. Nice.
How in the hell do you hit so hard with a guitar?
Yeah, man. So it's actually quite funny. You can hit up to like 120 damage full bill on Bard. It's whack.
That is insane.
Yeah. You remember the War of the Roses? You remember that was all fought with lutes. Like these guys.
I see.
Full of Guitar Hero wannabes.
I
It was named after Axl Rose. You got that right. Yeah. You also know the World Wars. You heard of those?
Yeah.
Axis allies, specifically in World War II. Yeah. The U.S. actually won that war by dropping lutes on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. We beat Japan. Yeah. It was definitely our proudest moment of the war. Yeah?
Nice.
Yeah? Okay.
They're gonna fuck me up. I killed one.
Kill the other. Bye-bye, have a good
What the
time.
fucking loot?
Bye-bye, have a good time.
Bong.
Bong, bong.
Nice little C sharp.
His drum, I haven't even told you the half of it. His drum can summon an earthquake that goes across the globe towards Alaska and Hawaii that summons a tsunami. Yeah, that was me playing Dark and Darker. He has an AoE ability that literally kills.
Okay, hey, see ya.
Kills people. She made drums him to death. That's incredible. Oh, you know all those people that Mr. Beast was curing of deafness and blindness? Well, the flute can deafen and blind people. It's called Piercing Shrill. It's an ability that damages people and makes them deaf. Yeah, we're giving Mr. Beast more content and we're having fun at the same time. Playing the game, not making.
Here they are.
Now, before we go into the specifics of how funny the Bard can be with those little quirky niches, I'm going to show you some raw dog footage, just so you can kind of experience it yourself.
You got a Warlock here. Kill him, Warlock.
I basically just flexed on this guy with Despacito.
Just died to floor spikes.
Fuck me up on that. I'm with you.
Hit him once. Hit him twice, he's dead.
Oh, you are hurting. Quake if I see him.
Bonk. Bonk. Oh, wow, how is he not dead?
Are they dead? Give him a good hit. Show him what for. Brackalackin'!
Yeah, just stuck you in the face, but you know.
Oh my god.
There's so much crazy shit with the Bard. I haven't even told you the half of it. He can turn invisible with his little lyre harp thingy. He can open not only unlocked chests, but locked chests with his flute. He plays a little doodle toodle on his flute, and chests just go. Oh, and there's an enemy in this game that when you open chests, it could be a mimic, like a little guy in a chest that comes out to fight you whenever you open him. Okay, yeah, the loot tells you when one of these guys is there, so you can pick out which chests are actually the ones you want to loot and which ones you want to avoid. Yeah, I don't tell my teammates when I know which, and it's funny to just watch them run away from a big tongue monster that wants to lick them. It's funny as fuck. But I mean, let's talk about all the broken things for a second. You got a flute that can open any container in the game, basically making lockpicks useless. He can summon earthquakes, killing people. You just chase them with a drum, which can also make you faster. So you're running around, you're making yourself faster, you're beating your bam, 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 your drum, and you're knocking people out with it. You're pulling out your flute, you're making them blind and deaf, and Mr. Beast goes off and makes another cures 1,000 people of blindness and deafness video. And then you pull out your harp, you can make yourself tankier, you can heal yourself with it. Oh, and yeah, you can turn yourself invisible. Sound broken yet? The Bard is broken as fuck.
Yeah,
Oh man.
Oh, the best weapon in any war is the loot. Obviously, it's fucking powerful. To be serious, the loot in Dark and Darker is absolutely busted. You pair it with the flute, you weaken people down, you get the loot out, you heal your teammates, you get all your your shields up. But the entire time, you're absolutely just making the enemy non-existent while you're making your teams like Iron Man. Now I'm thinking about Iron Man with a loot. Did you know he killed Thanos in Endgame with the loot?
Oh yeah, he can make friends with the mobs in the dungeon so that they don't attack him. He can actually make it so that other people can't attack him. Like there could be an archer trying to shoot you with an arrow from halfway across the room, and you're like, do-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and the archer just stops. The archer is just complacent. He's like, yeah, the Bard's broken. So here's where it gets messed up. Like, this is the most broken thing about the Bard. You can go onto the trader. You can negotiate with real players. You can give them your hard-earned gold from the dungeon, right? You talk to these people, you see that they're offering a purple loot, a really good item. It does like something close to 40 damage for this flute, okay? You try to buy it, they give it to you for like 100 gold. Cheap, that's cheap. Because nobody thinks the Bard's good. Nobody buys the loot. It just sits and rots in their inventories. They're trying to get rid of it. So they're like, oh, here, have it for 100 gold. Oh, you want it for 50? Sure, just fucking have it. Get it out of my inventory. And then they allow that. They give it to you. Something that does like 40-something damage. Raw stats. That's not even talking about buffs that can be added to it. Okay, raw stats. That loot does 40 damage. Plus the 50% from your perk. 60 damage loot. Cool. Headshot damage, I think it's like 1.5 times something. Okay, 60 damage loot goes to 90 damage loot. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of damage. Okay, then you play your little flute doodle daddle, and you take away all the enemy's armor. You are near one-hitting people. One-hitting full tin can little guys running around thinking they're the tank. They're the tank of the group. Nah, they're nothing. They're nothing. Okay, now hold this idea for a second. You aren't even full build. You can put on armor that allows you to do extra damage. You can put on necklaces, little rings. Yeah, you're going to be ass blasting people. And now that this video's out, people are going to be ass blasting with the Bard. I'm a gamer. I'm a musician. And I, on Dark and Darker, am a menace. I want to thank my patrons for their constant support. Join the Discord. Do it. Join the Discord. Join the Discord.
I have a laser pointer now.
Do it right now.
Look at
Join
that.
the Discord.
Look at what it's pointing to.
Join the Discord. Join